Hello, right, good morning on Monday 18th of November, and I'm doing my very limited amount of post, and then I need to get on with some photographing. um, and then by the time I get round to photographing, it'll probably be like really dark, and yeah, I won't be able to take photos. I absolutely detest this time of year because of this. So this is where I do my photos. So once I get a bit of light, I get this. So I either want light and then I get light and it's like this, or it's really dark and the photos are dark. So it's just, I'm fighting a bit of a losing battle, and yeah, now the sun is in my face. The sun is just so low in the ground, in the ground, yeah, because my sun comes out of the ground, because I live in a different dimension to the rest of you. Yeah, so I've got a top piece on my balcony wood, and the sun is underneath it. So it's really low in the sky, whereas in the summer months it's higher and obviously get more of it. Yeah, so it's just aggravating. And yeah, it's aggravating. I'm going to show you my post first, because it would appear that maybe I need to hoover this carpet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bust the hoover out before I can do photos, because it doesn't take 5 minutes. I suppose we have been here all week. I say all week, but we were away. I still feel like I'm suffering from being away, even though I've been back at work, because I started my new job yesterday, Sunday, which is a busy day to start a new job, but I am a bit bamboozled with things, because I don't know, sometimes you just, yeah, I don't think I've like thought about the gravity of what I was taking on, and it's the shift in the fact that I've been in this company, I've been working in this same environment for ages, and in a certain role, and now I've got to shift into a different role, if that makes sense. So my attitude has to change in the same work environment. Yeah, that's what's going to be weird. Right, Jack Ver. Had this for over a year. It's a cashmere coat. Nobody's been bloody interested in it. Every time I pick up Jack Ver, I end up landed with it. And I just thought, oh, this is a cashmere coat. This will do really well. And when I say I picked it up a year ago, it was this time last year, and I have only had it up for 30, and I haven't been able to sell it. I have sold it for £22. Somebody sent me an offer, and I bit their hand off, and then waited 2 days for them to pay for it. So I honestly thought that it was just another time waster. There probably will be another time waster, because they'll probably get it, try it on, then send one of those like really elaborate messages explaining about why they have put on weight and this coat is inappropriate for their weight, and this bag is inappropriate for the size of coat that I have sat in front of me. So what I was thinking there, so I'm going to have to go and get a bigger one. Yes, right, so these are more simpler ones. I don't know why I've got a big pile of clothes to photograph when it's such a headache dealing with clothes, but I find that it all goes in like flourishes, and I don't want to give it up. Although I'll be earning a lot more, it's just I am reminded of just how much I've made last month on eBay selling largely clothes, and I know it's because we've got discounted fees, but you know, it was about £2,000 that I did last month, which is a lot better than I normally make. I normally like make £1,000 to maybe £1.5 grand. So yeah, that was nice. And I'm reminded of that. And I'm reminded, there's part of me that just thinks, imagine if you can keep that going and have a near full-time, part-time earnings, because I'm doing 30 hours. But it's going to take a lot of discipline, which evidently I didn't have this morning, because I laid in bed until 9 o'clock this morning. Well, I laid in bed, I was unconscious, so it wasn't like I woke up and then just sort of like thought, oh, I'm awake, let's waste the day. I am tired. I'm on new medication and it's really hacking me off and I'm really annoyed. And I don't know why I keep listening to nurses / doctors who just give across the board advice. And it's the wrong advice and I just don't know. I'm really annoyed, and I've weighed myself this morning, and literally in the space of me taking this medication, I knew I was ballooned, but I didn't know that I was like 20 kilograms worth, not 20 kilograms obviously, but it looks what the way in the scales when I was at 12 stone, but I've been going that way towards 11 stone, and now I'm over the 12 stone bit, and I'm just thinking, what? Yeah, so I need to find something in me to motivate myself, make sure that I do 1 to 2 days of eBay work a week, and actually start getting up and exercising, because I feel like garbage. So there is that, but then I've been dancing all weekend. Right, whistles, dress. God, look how long I've had this, because it's really creased now. Yeah, I've had that before as a return reason, because it needs ironing. Sometimes people shouldn't be buying second-hand clothes. Yeah, I'm not going to like whiz about trying to find out what size this is. I think it's like size 14. That's gone on auction at maiden bid of $9.99. I've got lots of auctions going at the minute, and I don't really know whether to like end them, because I just think that if they were going to work, they would have worked by now. But I've got them at such a high starting bid because they only ever go for the maiden bid, let's face it. We don't live in this utopia anymore. I love this. I picked this. I remember picking this up at my parents' when we had 5 days of a heat wave, didn't we, last week? Last year, this year, it's still this year's 2024 still. Yeah, so around I think it was June time when I went up there and I got this. But at the time I knew that it was like a very heavy corded dress. But I put this on auction, and the starting bid was £19.99. So it has gone for that. But I really like that. It's got birds on it, cord. This is Bowden. I kept thinking it was Hobbs. Yeah, but I really like that. Size 10, so that's against it as well. Because let's face it, if the whole medical profession are going to put everybody on the contraceptive pill, and we're all going to balloon to 3 to 6 sizes above what we should be, nobody's going to be your size 10 anymore, are we? So, oh God. At this rate, I just want to come off all medical. Mind you, she wanted to bear in mind that I've missed a lot of work from having chronic asthma, and at the time they put me on 200 milligrams of this steroid inhaler, and at times that doesn't do the business with me. She wants me to take that down to 100 milligrams. Possibly because if I have a really bad episode, they've got nowhere to go. yeah, they've got literally nothing that they can do for me if I have a bad episode. So they want to like take that down. But then I just think, why should, when I'm only ever seeing nurses, because the nurses are the only people who ever seem to have any appointment availability, it makes me very reluctant to take their advice. And I've taken her advice on this medication. And I just feel awful. And I'm hoping that it's just teething problems. However, it is also suggesting that none of the benefits that she spoke about have happened either. Because the time of your life, time of the month is supposed to end completely with this, and it has neither ended or improved on what I had previously, because I feel bloody awful. And I was so unimpressed that I was like in a new role yesterday and feeling like this. So I think I'm a genius for getting through it. Right, these, I should have waited for a better offer on these, because these are really nice wide leg trousers. I should have kept them for myself actually, because they're my size. Not that I'm going to go around sporting a glittery trouser, but you know, I really like these. But these are on auction going nowhere. Starting bid of $9.99, but I had offers on it. Somebody offered me $5.99, so I took that. Mint velvet, and then with the postage, that makes it 10 all in. Because that's the problem, isn't it? You see, I find sometimes that if I put something on auction, I'll get and I have a £4 postage rate that I've quoted on there. I'll always get an offer of £16. But if I just put that on at a £20 free postage, you get no interest whatsoever. I do find sometimes that having stuff on auction means that people act faster, but also means that people bid on stuff and then don't pay because they've forgotten about it. Right, and I've got these shorts which have gone for £10. These are Miss Selfridge. I've already sold these once, and then they sent me a message saying, I don't know why I purchased these. So, well, I don't either, mate. You know, pull yourself together. I wish people wouldn't think that you're like faceless Amazon, because it's really annoying. So I'm in at a loss with these now anyway, because of the amount of, you know, when you refund and you have to refund the postage. It's just annoying, isn't it? And that's the sum total of it. I hear that some people have had an even worse weekend, so, you know, my 5 items, I've done really well. I went and posted stuff on Saturday. And I tried to get myself motivated on Saturday because I knew it was at work yesterday, and I knew that I was at work on a shift pattern that would shock the system. Not that it was a bad shift pattern, it's just a shift pattern that I haven't done for so long. Yeah, so I had to be in work yesterday at 8:30, and 8:30 on a Sunday always feels like a shock to the system anyway. And yeah, and somebody hasn't done it for ages, it's just like, ah. So I did get myself up on Saturday and, you know, washed and showered and all of those things, and went to the post, did my post. So I had a Lego set and I had that jigsaw which I showed you, so I went and posted them. There wasn't really anything else. I mean, it's absolute garbage on eBay, but I know I'm complaining, but I haven't done any of the work which is required for eBay. This is ridiculous. I am not going to get any photos done today with this. I mean, I might as well just take up martial arts and just do that as a new thing, because that's the only thing that this is conducive for. I have done a jigsaw. This is quite a cool one. At times I thought that I was short on pieces, and then I realised that I had made like a complete error in some of the parts of it. So I've got this Snoopy jigsaw here. It was fun to do. It's actually harder to do than I thought. It's got very yellowing residue of sellotape on here. I think it's 80s, but it doesn't say. It just says Snoopy's house. Most of it's in, so it's made in Holland, MB, and I don't think Milton Bradbury go via that logo, or they don't exist anymore, do they? Don't know. Anyway, I think it's 1989, according to this. It's got like hundreds and hundreds of dates on here because of the copyrights for Peanuts. But I think it's 1989 that this jigsaw was actually made. Yeah, so that took me longer, maybe just because I'm worn out, but it took me longer to do that than anticipated. I'm hoping to get £30 for this, but I think that might be optimistic. But somebody's got one of these 80s Snoopy jigsaws. Oh my God, I've had no breakfast and it's beating on me. Yeah, somebody's got one on for like 70 or 80 quid somewhere else, but I think that's stupid. Looking at the solds, it suggests that it's more like a 25 to £30 jigsaw. So I'm going to put mine on at 30. I've got a lot of my jigsaws are on my personal account because I buy them for myself anyway, so why not list them on my personal account? I'll probably put that on my business account just because I get more eyes on my business account. So I've got my old phone which only runs off the Wi-Fi, and the battery went dead on Saturday, and I didn't realise, and then I just shoved it in to charge it. And then I've looked at it this morning, and then it said that I received an offer late on Saturday, which then expired. So I got an offer, and it only lasted 24 hours. So obviously I didn't get to accept that offer. So I don't really understand. If we accept an offer, we have to wait 4 days for somebody to pay. But somebody sends me an offer and it only lasts a day, and I missed that one. So that's aggravating. Because I only make like 1 or 2 sales a month on my personal account, and it really aggravates me. And I hear a lot of people who just have jacked off their business accounts and gone to private accounts. And my private account, it's fairly old. When I say old, I started it up. I don't know. Yeah, so I opened this Tandem account like many years ago. I mean, it's at least 15 years I've had this account, so it's not like it's an old account. And I used it for shopping largely instead of buying on my business account, because I don't necessarily like buying stuff on my business account, because people, if it's like Lego and then I'm selling it on, I don't know, but it's business, isn't it? And people need to suck it up when it comes to reselling, because if they've got a problem with reselling, then you should be homeless, because the resale market is everywhere. And there's, you wouldn't have a house or a car if you were really against reselling. Anyway, God, what am I doing? I can't see me getting money photos done today. I have a lot to do. I'm going to do a haul video, and hopefully this will have gone. So I've got a full day of it at work, Tuesday and Wednesday. So technically Thursday and Friday are okay. I think I've got to do shopping on Thursday and Friday. I know that I've got to handle the groceries this week because Jason does not get holiday pay and he's been off. God, it's no wonder we're the poor relations. It really isn't. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this sun, I'm going to fight this all day. If I try and do photos, I'm just going to get aggravated. So the other thing which I have to do is start ending and relisting, because I'm really behind in everything. I still haven't ended and relisted my dresses. So these all need doing, and they need sparking up. And I also need to go through everything and edit them. God, it's nearly Christmas. Because I've got my schedule up there, I realised I'm scheduled until the end of this month. I pretty much know what I'm working Christmas. So very soon I'm going to know exactly what I'm working for the rest of the year. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to go. I have to make a concerted effort to go through everything that's live, end it, and put it back on as a cell similar. Regardless of the system that I've got in place, I've got to do that, because I've got to change I'm changing everything to a 2-day dispatch, because my hours will massively change. So yesterday, and it doesn't matter on a Sunday, 8:30 till 5, but in the weekday that can be like 9 until 5:30, or 9:30, something like. Okay, I don't do these shifts, but I can be doing 10 until I don't know what I'm talking about. I think it's 9 until 5:30. Yeah, that's right. 9 until 5:30, and 10 until 6:30, or 9:30. So if I'm starting at 10, I can put my post in the morning. But if I'm on a 9 o'clock shift until 5, there's going to be no posting on those days. So we realistically have to have a 2-day dispatch, I think. Maybe even a 3-day dispatch. But I'm going to do 2 days, because I think I can do that realistically. But I do need to change what it says on the bottom of all my listings. Not that anybody ever reads any of the details in any of your descriptions in your listings, but some bloody minded person will probably purchase from one which still says I do 1 day working day dispatch, and kick up a fuss, even though it'll say on the eBay listing otherwise. Because the trouble is that eBay come out with all sorts of nonsense with the buyer, don't they? So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I have to do, because I know that I'm on 2 shifts next week, which are going to make it difficult to post. And then if I get 2 in a row that are those shifts, I've got to ask Jason to go to the post office, and he'll say yes, and then I'll come back and he'll like go, oh, I didn't go, and then that'll cause me problems. So there you go. Yeah, anyway. Oh, God, look at the state of this sun. By the time I've ironed it and prepped it, that'll probably have gone. I've also got some stuff which I need to do in the other room. It's just the flat lays. It's just sun on the ground. So let's be realistic. I've got a lot of sundry bits here which need listing. I've got to do my relists. I need to hoover through. So let's just say I can get some stuff prepped, ready to photograph on Thursday. That's the earliest I will be able to do photography, unless this lighting situation changes. So that's where I am with everything. Okay. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and then I'm going to give you another update video, because I have to also think of the fact that my YouTube videos are going to end up failing. This is ridiculous. Let's see if we can go over here. This is so ridiculous. And now you see the proof in the pudding that I have done this jigsaw here. Yeah, honestly. Honestly, it's like people go, oh, why don't you get your own lighting? But it doesn't matter whether I get lighting in here, because that's just another thing for me to knock over and break if I get a lighting set up in here. I have decent lighting I have very decent lighting. You can see what I've got here. 1, 2, and these windows here have a good lighting setup. If anything is too good, because obviously the sun is now out and it's just flooding with light in here. It's only ever a problem when it's winter, because if it was summer, even if I was at work, I can realistically do it before work or after work because it's still daylight outside. It's only like November, December, January, February, but this is a problem. It will come out in the wash. It'll probably be fine on Thursday. Didn't they say it was going to snow? Somebody said it was going to snow. Somebody, that person was my phone telling me it was going to snow. Yesterday when I got in the car though, it had the frost symbol up on my car. I couldn't see any frost anywhere in reality, but my car said that it was frosty. Yeah, you see, that's probably another reason why I'm putting on weight, because I'm being very lazy. But I didn't want to do anything yesterday that didn't involve also having my car to sit in, because I didn't really want to be somebody who was having a lunch hour during my work day. That was one of the other reasons why the 20-hour contract worked for me, because I was coming in 4 days and I was only doing like 5-hour shifts, so it was really working around my business. So we will see how this all comes out in the wash. Anyway, I'm going to take my post and then I'm going to come back and film a whole video of all the clothing bits which I've got outstanding, and then make a realistic plan for the week and what I can actually achieve. The most important thing probably being ending and selling similar on all the stuff which I have, which is an important thing, rather than putting on new listings. I have to lay the importance on that. So that's what I'm doing. That's my plans. I will be back and I'll tell you how I've got on. Goodbye. See you soon.